Hey, and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. This is Chad from Ascension Worship. This week I want to show you something fun that I'm kind of rediscovering recently. If you are like me and you're on a budget, but maybe you need to do some basic photo editing from time to time, or making like social media posts, that kind of thing. Maybe you don't want to spend money on Photoshop. There's this really fun website called PIXLR.com. That's PIXLR.com. PIXLR.com is basically a alternative to Photoshop, but what's really cool about it is not only is it free, but it is web hosted, meaning you don't need to download anything, you don't need to set up any accounts, but you can just go to PIXLR.com and hop on, and there's a whole bunch of templates you can use. You can either purchase them, there's some free ones, or you can do some really good stuff for free. So for example, I have this stock photo of a male model that I found, this, handsome looking dude. Yep, there he is. And you can do all the things you can do like in Instagram. So you can go to filter, effects library. We'll move this to the side here. Let's go to retro. Try some fun different filters. Friends, whatever that is. There's some really good ones in here. So that's fun. You can also go to adjustments and you can do auto adjust, auto pop, black and white. So filters aplenty, some fun effects and that kind of thing. But what's really cool here, especially if you're trying to do some basic graphic editing, is this. If we go to image, layer, auto AI mask or AI auto mask, and look at that. It just keeps only the sexiest parts of the image and then cuts out the rest of it. Really cool that it does it that easily. I'm gonna, just for funsies here, let's go to our crop tool, our mask tool. We're going to say remove from mask. We'll do our little draw tool here. I'm moving real quick just to kind of give you an idea of some things I've learned in just the past few days. There are a ton of free resources on YouTube that will show you how to use all these different tools. But basically, I'm just trying to cut out the turkey neck here. Doing this really quick. You can see how you can go through and really do a lot of stuff on here. But we're just chopping the broccoli. Cool. All right, and you got this very handsome looking potato here. You can do things like adding in a shape, and just like Photoshop, you've got different layers over here, and you can put them in different orders. So we're gonna put the shape behind here. Now there are a few ads for being free. There's usually one on the right-hand side, and then one that'll come and go on the bottom. But they're overall not very intrusive, and I haven't seen anything, unfamily friendly, I guess you could say. So I mean, they got to make money somehow. And let's see, I missed this guy right here. Where's my lasso tool? There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is with the shape, when you're in the shape tool, which is this guy right here, you can change this to be different colors. You can make gradients, which is really cool. Radial gradients, which are fun, very Porky the Pig kind of thing going on here. You can do patterns. Really fun stuff. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm just going to make a solid blue background. I'm going to rasterize it, meaning it's going to be basically an image now that I can adjust. And what I want to do is I want to cut that to be just the size of my head here. So I'm going to wand select. I'm doing this on my face image here, but now I'm going to go over to the shape image and just delete all that. So you end up with just this blue outline behind the face. The reason I'm doing that is because you can go through and make things transparent, or you can do different types of blending to put things together. Some really, really cool tools in here. Let's now go add another shape. This is just going to be a black background behind everything. So we'll go fill, black. Okay. Let's add some text. So click text, close this add here. This is really neat too. It will automatically add a layer here. Let's do a little hey, hey, hey. What do you say? Let's do, okay. So boring right now, obviously, but we got a whole bunch of different fonts to pick from in here. Most of them are free. I like this one right here. And let's make this fill in our frame a little bit more. Now I'm doing this on a MacBook Pro, but you can do this on basically anything. I did this on my dad's Lenovo $300 computer the other day, and got great results doing it on there too. Now this looks a little pixelated. It's just because of the way we're zoomed in. It's going to look really good whenever everything's actually printed out. So we got our text here. We can do shadows and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to just leave this where it is. But let's go through and add some texture behind that by once again adding another shape. We'll put this behind the text, but in front of the black background. And as I mentioned earlier, you can do patterns. I really like this one with the little X's. We'll make the X's red with the background being black. Make those a little bit bigger. Just big enough to start to kind of see what they are. Okay. Cool. And then I want this to be more of a long and thin image. So we will unlock these top two here. Use my arrow tool and resize them together. Somewhere like that. We'll take our crop tool. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Apply. Now the biggest issue I find in this thing is sometimes, depending on what tool you use most recently, it'll think you're still trying to do that. If you ever get trapped and it's not doing what you want to do, first off, make sure you're on the layer that you actually want to work on. But secondly, what I find is good to do is to zoom out so you can see the gray boundaries here, and then click your tools and then just click in the gray area and just go through like these 4 or 6 main tools that you use here and just click in the gray area so you're just deselecting stuff. And that usually works just perfect for me. Okay, so finally, let's take this text tool here. and just center that a little bit better. And cool. I want to blend that in the background a little bit more, so we'll make that slightly transparent. Let's do the same thing with Monoghan. Just to get some of those blue tones to come through, because I think that's kind of fun. Kind of gives a little bit of a patriotic vibe. Holla, America. Okay, and then when you're all done, you can go to File, Save. We'll make this JPEG with the highest possible quality. And there you have it. And just to show you how big this file is, let's see, we'll view it at actual size. And you can see it is a very large image. It started as what they call Ultra HD. And this is after we cropped it down quite a bit too. So, I mean, it gives you some really strong picture quality. I mean, that was a high res picture to begin with, but it's not really removed any quality from this. So really cool. Now, this will save. You don't have to have an account, I don't think, but this will save onto your local cache memory for your web browser, whatever you're using. So if you were to open up the web browser again, it'll show up as a project you can open and continue to work on. Now that will clear out over time depending on your settings. So another option you can do, this is so cool, you can go to Save and then set it as a PXZ non-destructive, and this means that you will actually save a file including all these picture elements in there. And again, you can just take that flash drive to any computer with the internet and load that in and start editing again. So, I mean, it's really, really cool that you get this much power. And this is just me skimming the surface of things you can do with this. So I hope that's helpful for somebody out there. I think it's really a great resource. PIXLR.com, PIXLR.com. All right, until next time, have a great week. Again, this is Chad from Ascension Worship. I hope this has been helpful for you and your team. Come back here every Tuesday for new information.